Welcome to Deep River Farm, folks. I appreciate you watching today. I'm up here in the swing, just swinging with old Benny here. Old Benny, he likes to sit in the swing. He's in the swing all day long usually. Here on the front porch, he loves it up here. He likes to listen, watch the birds, and all that type stuff. And he does a good job at keeping the birds out of my wife's hanging baskets. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about what we're seeing out here. Look up there. Can you see any of that? We got these old gray, low-hanging clouds. Now, the reason we got them is that big dump truck dropped all that stuff again. And with them doing that, it has just grayed up everything. Not real clouds, you might say, just a gray blanket. Now, yesterday we had some actual clouds. First time I've seen any actual cumulus nimbus clouds. I think that's what they're called. The thunderstorm clouds, beautiful white fluffy clouds, something we've not been seeing. We've just been seeing these old dull gray looking clouds. But folks, I wanted to tell you, they have finally recognized what we've been saying and what we've been accused of being as conspiracy theorists with all of this dumping way up high. You still can't say it because they still want to censor you, but they are finally getting it out in the limelight. RFK Jr.'s talked about it. He talked about it on Dr. Phil's show. Now, Florida has just passed a bill prohibiting that from occurring over the state of Florida. Tennessee has passed it, as well as Missouri. So, you know, for all of us conspiracy theorists, it sure is funny that now they're passing legislation in these states to prohibit this stuff. But here's what's concerning me, folks. Now, I live on the edge of the west side of North Carolina, the very edge of where it starts. And we're in zone 7, if any of you do any gardening. And I have yet to see a honeybee. I have seen maybe 5 of those boring bees. I have not seen a hummingbird yet. And I've not seen very many birds. And we can't chalk any of the birds up to that scam they got trying to get started with the chickens. You can't say that either. But you know what I'm talking about. It would be something you'd go to an urgent care for because you had that Foxtrot Lima umbrella. But the birds get it too, they say. But I've not seen many of them. So I've got plants planted for pollination out in the garden. I've got these rose bushes up here. I've not seen a bee on them yet. And we've already went through one flowering process and they're falling off now. And we've got hummingbird feeders on the front porch. We've got hanging baskets with the red flowers. We've got the red geraniums. Everything we can do to attract the hummingbirds, and we've not seen one yet. Nor have we seen the honeybees. And it's getting a little concerning because last year I had so many bees in the garden I had to pick the time that I went out to harvest my beans and things and my cucumbers because there were so many bees. You could get stung very easily trying to reach in and grab the cucumbers and things because of all the blooms and the blooms on the squash and things. But I'm not seeing that this year, and now I haven't got the blooms in the garden yet, but I'm just going off of my rose bushes and the impatiens, the geraniums, and things like that, and the hummingbird feeders. And I've only seen a few wasp. I've seen a red wasp, but that's all I've seen. I've not seen any hornets or any of that either. So I'm very, very concerned about what's going on with all these dump trucks up in the sky doing all this spraying. And I've not really seen a wide array of insects either. I've got a lot of these little black looking, they're not a fly, they're some kind of black insect that flies come up out of the grass when I mow. Not sure what that is, but I have seen quite a bit of that. But no honeybees, no hummingbirds, very few boring bees, a couple of red wasps. That's about it. So folks, I hope they haven't killed off what we need to pollinate our food by these dump trucks up in yonder and trying to kill our food supply. Folks, if you've been, you might want to check and see if you've been unsubscribed. I'm having a lot of people comment, send emails saying they've been unsubscribed. So you may want to check it. I was watching one video of the Max, and he was telling that he's actually had a conversation with these people, and they're trying to get him to change his what he does, which is homesteading, and talks about his Christian faith, and they're trying to get him to change that and go to something else. And I think it's because they don't want to hear how to grow your own stuff and the Christian values. I think that's exactly what it is. I think that's what they're doing to all of the conservatives and Christian-based channels that they're trying to suppress, shadow ban, not put out for view, not put out where people can find you very easy. And I think that's what's happening. And he was talking about losing viewers, losing views, not getting recommended, and we're the same way. And we tend to have the kind of the same thing that he has. That's homesteading and Christian values and the faith, and helping out up in western North Carolina with the hurricane and those folks up there. So folks, hit the like button, leave a comment, check and make sure you subscribed. If not, resubscribe again. They're trying to beat everybody down and so they can't see the truth. Folks, I appreciate you watching today on Deep River Farm. I'm very concerned about the bees and the hummingbirds and not seeing any. Thanks a lot for watching. Y'all have a blessed day.